the Saturday wrap. The Saturday wrap for a new month, Saturday the 7th of February 2026. I was back in work after a week off. Everything is new and fresh, and it kept on raining. Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, this was me. This is my week. This is the politics. This is the beer. This is the tech. This is a bit of rock and roll. Anyway, so Saturday wrap week ending 7th of February. And the word or phrase of the week. Well, there's been a lot of politics in the lower Rhymney Valley and the whole of the UK. And my word or phrase of the week is a non-party political word, trust. Who exactly do you trust? It is getting increasingly difficult. Yeah, no, it is difficult. And I have no answers. But there you go. Anyway, let's get into tech. Open source software. Anyway, I use a Mac and it has menu bar applications which are far too many to fit on. So I use a device or piece of software called ICE, which is currently in beta and is not really progressing. And because it's open source, someone came along and forked it and passed all the changes back. So I am now using an app called Thaw, which is at version 1. Mind you, I don't know what Apple did to the menu bar, but it's struggling. It has some errors, but it is better than ICE. Progress, open source software, go for it. Thing of the week. Thing of the week. Beers and mainly Welsh politics. National politics on the 1st of February. Alcohol went up 3.66% all over the UK. Yeah, well, that's great news. And then the First Minister of Wales said, stop watching Netflix and go to the pubs and support them. Okay. I haven't got Netflix anyway. I've got Amazon Prime, but even with Prime, there's ads. So and on the same day, the boyos down the bay were debating an increase in minimum unit pricing. I think for November, which would be a 30p per unit. Yeah, contradictory, contradictory at most. Anyway, I have been taking the advice of the First Minister and supporting pubs, and I will be over the weekend supporting more pubs. And you need to, because they're struggling. And if you're on Facebook and you follow Philip Thomas of Bragdy Tutlol, interesting post he had there on why it's, well, far more expensive to brew in Wales than it is in England. Beer and politics. Anyway, moving off big politics and into shopping politics. Why do Aldi have no bars of soap? Why do Aldi used to have mixed bottles of distilled vinegar and malt vinegar and now only have distilled vinegar? Anyway, over to Tesco's where they price match Aldi's vinegar and they have malt vinegar and soap. I don't know. These things concern me. I like a bar of soap. I like malt vinegar. Anyway, song of the week. 1973, from an album called Houses of the Holy. And I love fuzzed guitar. This is No Quarter by Led Zeppelin. The 70s. They were rather good. They were rather different. They were lots of different styles. And yeah, Led Zeppelin. Fuzz guitar. And it's kind of sort of a little bit gentle. I like it though. Anyway, last Saturday morning I found 2 mince pies from Christmas. They're still fine. I ate one of them. I'm going to have the second one tomorrow. Mince pies rock. Sunday. I finally got round to chitting. I've got some main crop Hungarian disease-free, not disease, blight-free potatoes, and some Casablancas, first earlies, extra earlies, depending on who you ask, chitting away like the wind. Monday, well, the rest of the week actually, stock prices down, um, Bitcoin down, other crypto down. I am not asking you, I am not advising you, but there is a term called buy the dip, although they're still dipping. The big problem with buy the dip is to recognize when the dip has got as far as it's going to go. Oh, there you go. Anyway, I went back to work on Monday, booked more leave because, yeah, Tuesday, the craft keg that is the Malcolm Uphill is now in the tumble with the glasses, and it is good. It is very good. Wednesday was the avoid Netfix, support your pub sort of thing that I've already mentioned, and it was sunny. The only day this week when it was sunny, to be perfectly honest, but what can you do? Thursday, well, Thursday was a bit of a better day despite the fact it hammered down with rain. All this week up until then, the A470 had a diversion at the top end of the Broadway, Tree Forest end. The roads were dark. It was hammering down with rain. You couldn't see the markings on the road. And of course, the Broadway's covered in speed bumps. Thursday, after some difficulty on Wednesday with them not finishing the work early enough, the diversion had gone. And today, oops, supposed to be Saturday, on Friday, my water bill arrived. They actually came and read the meter, although I have been struggling to read the meter. It's not as good as the old meter, to be perfectly honest. And due to the amount of rain, I've been using less water. Who'd have thought? Oh no. Anyway, that was my week. Thank you for watching. Comments are very welcome. Watch the YouTube shorts. They're full of less than a minute beer reviews, something like that. Anyway, the week ahead is looking wet. And I'm going to a pub and I'm going to a brewery. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.